Ryan Tannehill has been ruled out for the Tennessee Titans Week 8 matchup versus the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Vrabel has since said that in this instance, both Malik Willis and Will Levis are expected to take snaps at quarterback during the game at some point, which is odd, but we'll see how these snap shares shake out in this one. With a Malik Willis video being posted last week, I have a Will Levis video for you this week, today, to set some expectations on what we can expect from him on Sunday in his snaps that we do see, so let's get into it. Taking a look at Will Levis' first pass of the game, it's a good one, and there's going to be a lot of lines on the screen here, so just bear with me for a minute, and I'm going to explain everything so that you understand what's going on. The defense is running Tampa 2, so 2 high safety look with the middle field linebacker dropping to cover the deep middle portion of the field. Offensively, we're running a concept called Dagger, something the Titans ran a lot with Will Levis in this game. So, Dagger is the inside slot, is going to be running a go up the field side seam with this inside release operating as a clear route. That backer is going to get vertical with him, and he's going to run and get depth. Behind that, we're going to have this deep dig by the outside receiver. That's our Dagger concept and our initial read on this play. With that, we have this out route check down by the tight end that's actually going to kind of get bent back towards Levis more, so it's going to give a more quarterback-friendly angle to prevent from a defensive back undercutting it for a potential interception. At the snap, Levis tries reading the Dagger, and if he had more time, that deep dig is open. Unfortunately, he has immediate pressure off his right edge, but he feels it, drifts a bit to avoid it, and rips this ball to the tight end. Against off zone, where the defense has eyes on Levis and reading his eyes, I actually really like the fact that this tight end is going to bend this back towards Levis and give him this more quarterback-friendly angle. What this angle of bending it back, not running straight horizontal, does is it naturally shields off this defensive back, giving Levis a clear window with a lesser chance of the DB type undercutting it for an interception here. Levis shows good feel in the pocket, drifts to avoid pressure, and gets this ball out to the tight end. I would have loved to see him be able to work this Dagger concept and hit that deep in, but with that pressure, it just wasn't going to happen on this one, and the protection was an issue all day for Tennessee in this one, and we'll touch on that more a little bit later. Now taking a look at the next couple plays, we threw this a couple times with Levis in this one, and that's the quick speed out. I think they really like this play call with Levis because we all know he's got the big arm, and with that, he's able to rip this ball outside the hashes and get the ball into the receiver's hands early out of their stems on this route to allow them better opportunities for yards after the catch. On both balls, the accuracy was good, but really not great. The throws are on the receivers, and the receivers are able to make the reception, but ball placement could definitely have been better on both of them. You'd like to see it outside and on the face mask of the receiver so that they can catch and turn upfield. But overall, like I said, good, not great accuracy. You'd like to see better precision on passes like this. Earlier in the video, I said that protection was an issue for Tennessee in this one, and this is one of the reps that I'm talking about. Our left tackle takes a pretty quick L on this one, and now Levis is a free runner to his blind spot. I'm going to pause it here. This right here, we all know what's coming next. This is never a situation that you want to find yourself as a quarterback. These are the kind of hits that you don't want to see your quarterbacks taking. Doesn't matter if it's preseason, doesn't matter if it's regular season, postseason, doesn't matter. You don't want to see this happen ever. Going back to college, Levis did not have great pocket presence, and it could be better on this one. Sure, he could climb the pocket, find that open cavity here, and get this ball out. But with the tackle losing so early in Levis's blind spot, it doesn't really raise too big of a red flag for me on Levis on this one, but it was an issue in college, so plays like this is something to keep an eye on for improvement as he gets his playing time here in the regular season. Now taking a look at the next play, Levis is going to quickly identify and get the ball out versus zone. The inside receiver is going to be running this post, and the outside receiver is going to be running this hitch. Both zone defenders are going to get depth and leave this hitch wide open underneath. Levis sees it, gets the ball out quickly, and this allows the receiver to get the ball, take his eyes upfield, and make a move in space to get yards after the catch, nearly getting the first down here on 2nd and long. Now, moving on to the next 2 plays, these are going to be 2 more Dagger concepts, just like we talked about earlier. The second one is going to end up in an interception, though. On the first play, it's very similar to the first play that we looked at, as the Bears are again running Tampa 2 with that 2 high safety and that middle linebacker dropping for the deep middle portion of the field. The deep in comes open on this one, and this time Levis is able to drift, buy time, and get this ball out to that deep in across the middle of the field. Levis drifting left causes the accuracy to be a little bit off on this one, but the receiver is still able to get both hands on the ball, and this is one that you'd really like to see him end up with a completion. The second play, we're going to set the scene here. This is 3rd and 3 with 19 seconds left in the game and down 6 points. Levis is going to try to throw that deep in again and force this ball into a window that simply isn't there. The inside corner is going to sit in a zone in the middle of the field. Levis forces this ball and it's going to end up intercepted. I would have liked to see him get this ball to that tight end coming across the middle of the field in this drag route, allow him to turn upfield, get the first down, and then use all that open grass to get himself out of bounds and stop the clock. This would have given us first and 10 between the 20 and 25-yard line, somewhere in there, with 2 shots to the end zone. Instead, we force this ball into coverage, it's intercepted, and the game's basically over. At the end of the day, it's limited preseason action that we got to see out of Levis here, and there were ups and downs. Honestly, my biggest takeaway from this one is that they really love running Dagger in Tennessee, which was good for them considering how much the Bears ran variations of cover 2. Now, as I talk through this outro here, I'm going to let all the variations of Dagger just play through once, just so you can see how many times they actually called this Dagger concept. Back to Will Levis, though, he has a big arm, decent mobility, and he ran a pro-style offense in college, which are all encouraging. But there are still concerns around his consistency as a decision maker, pocket presence, and his accuracy, which are all very important aspects of the quarterback position. I do actually think that Will Levis has a chance to develop into a starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans moving forward. It's hard to take a stance one way or the other with a player like Levis because we just haven't seen it in regular season action yet. So as far as projecting him to be the Titans' locked-in quarterback of the future as of this moment, I just don't have enough NFL tape to take a definitive stance yet. I will say, though, he has a good foundation, good tools, and is in his range of outcomes to become a franchise quarterback for them. I look forward to watching him in Week 8 versus a very talented Falcons defense, especially with all hands on deck offensively, unless Derrick Henry gets traded. But Treylon Burks is back, giving the receiving room a big boost. That's all I have for this one. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, or hitting those bells to get the notifications when I post new content. I really do appreciate it. If you're interested in Will Levis, be sure to check back next week. There's a really good chance that I have a breakdown from him in his first regular season action. Until next time, peace.